Yeah, I'm here actually doing a proper life update. Uh, it's been about 2 weeks since the last regular update. I know I did the one last week where it was kind of, you know, spur of the moment, wine fest, where I was freaking out, anxiety taking over. But let's see, this will be an actual update as far as life goes and what's been going on in my little corner of the world. So I guess you can say that I'm actually finally getting my channel proper to take off. I've been doing a lot of live streaming the last week or so, especially this past week with all the time off I've had. Now, unfortunately, I don't know how things are going to play out this week. Um, so, for anyone who's not been up to speed on what's been happening with me, sorry, I got a bubble in my throat again. So what happened for me was Tuesday. I took a little fall. My arm right next to the elbow took the brunt of the fall and took a little chunk out of my out of the skin. I don't know if you can really tell very much, but you got the scab here that's healing. It's actually pretty deep, but I had that happen on Tuesday early evening, and well, I tried to work through it. I tried going through my shift at work. Did everything as I usually would. First few hours, I was able to grit and bear it. I was just grit my teeth and just try to fight through it. But over time, the pain built up more and more and more and more until I reached about the midway point of the shift where I just realized that yeah, I am not going to be able to finish out my shift like this. Reason being was anytime that I would engage the muscles on this side of my arm, which when you're when you're pulling, when you're certain actions, you're only engaging on this side, but then other actions where you need to be pulling like a tape gun or the like, which is a huge part of the job, where you gotta put pressure down and you're engaging these muscles. Well, that was just torment on a whole other level. And for me, I just over time the pain just builds and builds and builds and builds until the point that I'm actually yelping in pain every time that I try to do anything. And combine that with the fact that the wound after God, what was it like 6 hours later, it still hadn't stopped bleeding. I kept pulling band-aids off, and they'd soak through, and I had to get a new band-aid a few hours later. Then that one would soak through, and it just it was a nonstop issue, and I eventually did reach a point where just looking at the wound and seeing how it was not stopping with the bleeding, and you pull the whole thing off, and then you got a handful of blood on top of everything else. Yeah, it got to be too much for me. I wound up punching out a little after the midpoint of my shift. Went straight to the ER because I wasn't sure what I had going on. I hoped it was just a bruise, like a real deep bruise or something. But what they told me was that after X-rays they said no, it's not broken, which was the main concern was whether or not it's broken. But it's a contusion, which means got it's a pretty deep bruising going on there. So they cleared me to go back to work the same day, but they didn't give me the paperwork associated with that. Uh, anyway, I wake up on Wednesday afternoon. I wake up to find a text from my direct supervisor telling me that because I had left work early due to this injury, they told me that I could not come back to work until I had submitted a written statement about what happened and how it led to me being unable to work. And I also need to submit a copy of the return to work order from the doctor. So I had to do that, had to go back to the hospital, get a copy of that slip, which they say that they as a part of my discharge packet, but I never got it. Anyway, Thursday morning, first thing in the morning, they had everything in their emails and on their desk, whatever. At work, Thursday goes by, Friday goes by, Friday afternoon, I wake up and I find a text from my supervisor telling me that because HR has been so backlogged with shit, the HR head had not had the time to look over all my my paperwork regarding returning to work, and as such, they decided to give me the weekend off with pay. They claim they'll hopefully get back to me this morning, and I'll find out at some point today whether or not I can come back to work tonight. So, I mean, on one hand, it's nice to have the extra 2 days off this week, but at the same time, I feel bad because I was supposed to be working, and my counterparts within my own cell, she was already off, so there was literally nobody to cover my cell that should be working over there. So, got no idea how they decided to cover it this weekend, but here we are. So, go back to work and hope for the best, hopefully tonight. I mean, I do have concerns because, Tuesday morning, I had come home and I just finished getting reamed out by the management on account of a safety issue that I had brought upon myself, unfortunately, because we had severe weather on Monday night. And acting on prior experiences, I took it upon myself to make a decision, and the management decided that they didn't like that I acted on my own. So they held me after for a good half hour after punch-out time to ream me out, scold me, yell at me, whatever. So I already had that going on. I mean, that was a catalyst for everything on Tuesday morning when I did that last non-life update, whatever you want to call it. And that was just because I've been there 4.5, coming up on 5 years this fall, and I've had a couple little tips here and there, but never anything major. So this whole thing being the first time, and they're just reaming me out. They're reaming me the riot act because I left the bathroom 5 minutes before they gave the all clear. It's like, yeah, but the weather service gave the all clear. The radar indicated that the danger was passed. My prior experience had been that this company does not signal all clears worth a shit. The last time they didn't tell me. They didn't tell me that we were all clear. So, but anyway, I got that going on. So then, less than a day later, I have this other issue come up, and where I am actually hurt. So now I got no idea what's going to happen. Are they going to care at all? Are they going to make a big deal out of it? Am I just going to be acknowledged that, yep, you're good to go, and send me on my way? Or am I going to see some kind of red flag in my file? Or are they just going to say that, yeah, you fucked up by working when you were hurt, so goodbye? I don't know what they're going to do. They're an unpredictable lot. They tend to give the troublemakers a lot of extra chances, but then you have people that actually follow the rules, and I don't know what their what their take is on that as far as extra chances go. So I don't know where I'm going to sit when I get in there tonight. Hopefully I go back. And what's going to happen tomorrow morning, I don't know. But that's where the work situation is. A little bit of good news though was, I had that wasp issue that I was freaking out over too, and it looks like after I got in touch with the HOA, they did get something sent over to the spray, and all the evidence that I've seen shows that the nest was very small at that point, because everything that I found, I have not seen any more activity near the nest or near the entrance where the nest was suspected to be. But I did find, in addition to the two that I killed previously, there were three more laying dead on the sidewalk in front of it. So seems like it was, like it was just starting out to be a nest, and they're just getting to work on it. So I think we caught it in time before any damage could be done. So, God willing, fingers crossed. That's all taken care of. That's all in the rearview mirror. Still, I get nervous every time I go outside during daylight hours now. But I keep watching that crack where the entrance was. Is whatever. And I'm still not seeing anything coming out. I keep watching it. And I've been by at various hours of daylight, and not seeing anything coming in or going out. So I think it's dead. I think it's all dead inside. So there's that. HOA was surprisingly helpful in that regard. Yeah, otherwise, been doing a lot of live streaming, like I said, playing the hell out of Dragon's Dogma. Kind of finding my groove, I think. I haven't gotten a ton of viewership, but it's been enough that I've been able to engage with the. Sorry, I had a breakfast drink before I came up here, and it's trying to work its way back up. But yeah, I've had limited interactions with people watching, and yeah, I'm getting comfortable with it, I think. So, yay. Anyway, I think I'll be able to finish off the original main storyline on my next live stream. Hoping to do that on Wednesday this week. Back to Fairy Fencer for Thursday, and then see what Friday brings. Then this weekend, I've got a co-worker that's asked me to accompany her to the Minnesota Renaissance Festival. It's a few hours drive away, but I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, I'll go. Got myself an outfit for it. I hope to proudly wear. Not look totally out of place wearing it. So, and I haven't been to a Renaissance fair in over 10 years. I mean, the last time I went to a Renaissance fair was in August of 2013, I think it was. Yeah. Yeah, fun fact there, I had just been fired from my job the weekend before. And I actually didn't want to go to this Renaissance fair because I just lost the job that I had, which meant I had no income, so I couldn't buy anything there. So it really cast a damper on the day. Because I saw a lot of stuff I wanted to buy when I was out there. So I've been kind of holding my breath that history won't repeat itself in this whole thing. Because yeah, I worry. I worry when anything goes even a little bit wrong because I've been fucked over by having faith that things will work out fine. I've had it happen so many times where I think everything's gonna be fine, and then you turn around and oh yeah, things are anything but fine, and I wind up and about the absolute worst position possible. The hope is that this week everything will be just fine. That I'll get through. Hopefully, my Monday and Tuesday shifts at work, no problems. I find out that everything's on the up and up. That they won't be dwelling on my injury because I mean, yeah, it was really sore for the last few days. Fortunately, today, since I woke up this afternoon, this evening, everything seems to be fine as far as the soreness on this arm. So I think the healing is pretty well in hand. Last night it was still pretty sore. This morning too, but it seems after I got enough sleep today, it seems to have worked itself out because I did that nearly 6 hour live stream tonight, and it worked. Everything was fine. I didn't even notice any soreness in the arm at all. When yesterday I did the live stream, and yeah, it was pretty sore from time to time. So I'm glad for it. But yeah, that's where I'm at on that front too. Oh, what else I got going on here? Took my car in for some diagnostic work on Thursday. They tell me that almost everything is okay. They said that they did find one issue that needs to be addressed at some point. They said that one of the links to the sway bar is broken, which I'm guessing that's a casualty of when I went into the ditch back in January, because they say that it was in the back passenger side, which would track with the time I went into the ditch back in January, because they told me that they checked out earlier, and they told me that there was some damage to the back passenger wheel, a slight bend to it. And I can see that putting a lot of extra strain on the components attached to the wheel. So, and the sway bar being so close to it all would make sense. But they haven't given me a price yet for it because their head mechanic was out for the week on vacation. They say that they'll call me today at some point and let me know what the cost will be. But they tell me that it's not urgent, so do it at your leisure, kind of thing. So that's fine. Let's see. I went shopping today. Spent way too much money for not a lot of stuff. Resupplied my Mountain Dew supply. I got Trish set up with kibble, not kibble, with her canned food for the next couple months. Chewy just did their auto ship thing for part of the order, and the rest will come out later on this week at some point. God, those things cost a lot of money. It's like for a bag of food, I give her the solid gold kibble, which, yes, it's a premium brand, but she likes it well enough. That's $43 for a 12-pound bag. It's like, Jesus fuck, that's a lot of money. And back when I first started getting it, was like $32 for the bag. And that was back before the pandemic, all that inflation hits. But there's that. There's the litter bag refills, which God, I need that so badly. I bought some of the PetSmart Tidy Cat stuff. It's supposed to be the same thing, but good God, no! That shit does not clump. It doesn't sift. It just sits there, all just all glopped together You start to sift through your scoop, and just everything just falls out. It's like, okay, there's no, when they pee, it's supposed to clump together. It's not doing that. So I can't wait to use up the last of that litter so I can get back to the regular stuff I've been using. I just ran out because, well, the auto ship is not frequent enough. It's too frequent with the dry kibble, but it's not frequent enough with with the litter. It's like, I don't want to increase the frequency because I'm going to have a surplus of dry food. But if I extend it, then I wind up with the issue where where this auto ship leaves me wanting where the litter goes. And I don't spend enough to for we get the free shipping at a certain dollar amount. While the two auto ships, neither one by itself would if I divide it up, neither one would be enough to qualify for free shipping. So I gotta keep that in mind too. It's like, okay, well, I want to keep free shipping because that's a killer. Like, okay, what do you do? God, my back's sore. But that's that's about what my life is right now. I went to Best Buy because I've been chomping at the bit to upgrade it to a new TV, right? I did not realize just how cheap a 4K TV had gotten. I mean, I'm still rocking what was it, a 2013 model plasma TV, 43-inch plasma from Samsung. I bought back in 2014. 1080p, all that fun shit. And now, you're looking at 4K TVs. You can get another Samsung 4K 50-incher, like 250. It's like, okay, that to me is not a bad price. I mean, I don't know what the quality is it's going to be like, but the only reason I didn't buy it was because I was thinking, okay, I don't know if I could fit it in my car, because the shape of the trunk and the back seat. I gotta figure out how to get the back seat to fold down. So all these things you don't think of until you get there. And you're like, oh yeah, this box, would it fit? Would it not fit? I don't know. I don't want to buy it and find out that it was too late. And I don't know where the fuck I put my tape measure. I gotta find that first so I can measure the size of the trunk so I can figure out how much box I can fit in there. Anyway, between that and looking for laptops or desktop, I can't decide which I'm going to get first, or which I want to go with. And, a lot of things I want to spend money on, but I'm trying to hold off too because, again, with the job situation, I don't know if I even have a job at this point. I mean, I shouldn't be losing it over something that happened outside of work hours. I mean, hell, we got a guy that he had to miss a bunch of work last year because he was his drug addiction was was interfering with his ability to be at work and do his work, and they're just like, oh yeah, you got a drug problem? All right, go ahead, do rehab. Your job will be here when you get back. And then we had another guy just about 2 months ago, where his drinking was so bad and his drug use was so bad that he was missing work like almost every week. And then finally he went off. I thought he got fired, but it turns out that he went off and went to the same rehab clinic out on the East Coast, and they welcomed him back with open arms. So, based on them, I think I'm okay as far as my thing goes. I got hurt outside work hours. I came to work in spite of it. But who knows? They might decide that I'm expendable because, well, I'm me. You know, get rid of the tranny, right? But anyway, I know I've been babbling a lot and I haven't really said a whole hell of a lot. But anyway, I think I'm gonna go shut down for the night, and I'm gonna hopefully wake up to some good news whenever I wake up in the morning or afternoon, whenever. And I'll let you know how things go in my next update. Anyway, I will see you then.